Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Satoshi Sella, and welcome to Confidently Wealthy, where I help you to teach you to build a profitable and sustainable and actionable online business using your brand. So if you guys want to build a sustainable and actionable online business, you are in the right place. Or if you just want to know more real life advice, welcome. This is my cat, and it's just me and my kitten. This cat was born here at my house. His name is Barbecue. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So I have been in the online business world since 2017. Right after I graduated university, I was like, I'm not working for anyone else. I don't know what I want to do, but I have a pretty impressive resume. I worked at the State Department. I did internships at the CIA office. I'm internationally published numerous times, and I just have a great resume. But it was like at the State Department, I was like, I don't really want this. They drink a lot, they travel every 2 years, and I want to be with my family. I want more control of my life. I want that time freedom, and I want something where I promote society, culture, and I guess tourism in a way. But I didn't know exactly what it was, right? But at that time also, my depression didn't really hit. So I competed in a pageant, and then my grandmother lost, right? I lost my grandmother. So that is a very important note that you need to realize, right? Two very, 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 very critical details, okay? Because I had two tragedies, right? And this video is all about preventing not to be scammed. So I started seeking outside help, even though I already knew the knowledge. And the thing is, when the online space was popping off, I was reaching out to young women who look like me, who are 24, 25, 27, around that age, right? And the thing is, like, social media has a way to really trick you on, you are failing in life. You are falling behind. But the fact is that you're not falling behind. You are just doing things your own way. And those pictures that you see, those are inspirations of what you can have and what you can achieve. If you were just to stay consistent, one day you will achieve those goals, right? Just like how you'll achieve your goals of moving to Puerto Rico, if that's where you want to be. Or moving to the Caribbean, or wherever you want for your life. I think the only thing is with social media is, like, they're telling you if you don't have it right now, you are a failure. And this was the time where Tony Robbins was killing it with coaching, right? And then you had like ClickFunnels that was just grilling you. And the thing is, I hate to say this, many of those online programs you can get for free, like especially like Amy Seinfeld. Amy, she was like the online like email marketing genius. Like, yes, there's things that you can learn behind the scenes, and I always say invest into more education. But to start with, you don't need to invest thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into your online business like I did and get yourself into so much debt. I invested about $6,000 and I saw zero return, because what you really need to focus on in the first couple years is building your online presence, your online brand, speaking about what it is, what you want to connect with, and you can do that 100% for free. I taught you guys already in my previous YouTube videos how you can build an online platform for free. And if I knew what I knew now, like, I would have go back like completely different. But the fact is, I had to go through those experiences to build Confidently Wealthy, because I wanted to teach women how to create a foundation, like a sustainable business. And I guess that was my lesson, to go through those things. I wish I didn't, but now I'm here. So what is something that you need to really recognize, right? If they sit here and say, like, if you were to wave a magic wand, right, how would your life be? That is a sales tactic, because what they're telling you right then and there is that they can give that to you. No, the only person who can change your life is you, right? Like, I can sit here and say, hey, subscribe to my online program, how to build an online business, how to manage your money, and how to land paid sponsors. But I'm not going to sit here and lead with how, like, if I were to wave a magic wand, how would your life be, right? My course will give you this. That is a key indicator that they are scamming you and saying and enticing you, and I would probably say coercing you to make you purchase their course, and saying that their course is the solution to all of your problems, right? And I'm not saying don't buy courses. Courses are a wonderful investment. Invest in education, invest in books, invest in resources, but you have to be really extremely diligent. When I first came out, there was a Bali girl. You guys can do your research on who it was. And she was always like mindful meditation, and her presence, whatever she did, she captivated. She might have been she might have been real, but I didn't know. But my experience was my services were not complete, so therefore I was scammed. If someone is scamming you on $500, $600, why are you investing more money? Really start small when you're investing in coaches, right? So for example, you can invest in a course for $500, $600, even $1,000 for an online program like the Build a Business online program. But if an online coach is sitting here and telling you that they are the solution to all of your problems, run. Like, run. I think this is a key indicator of like the guru complex, and I think this is like no shade to Tony Robbins. No shade, I respect his grind. It's just when you put yourself on the Jesus totem pole, on the platform, one day that will bite you, right? That will severely bite you in the bum. And you need to watch out for coaches that really put themselves on that Jesus pedestal rather than, hey, I'm going to teach you how to accomplish X, Y, and Z. And unfortunately, at that time when I was freshly out of college, freshly out of university, I encountered a lot of, I think all of the coaching industry was, I am Jesus, I am the solution to all your problems, buy my online program. So now that I got that out of the way, what is the solution, right? Because I want you to invest, right? I want you to understand that investing is fun. Like, but if they sit here and say like, yeah, you have to invest, or if not, you're never going to get to like where you're going to be. Like, what would your future self do? Yeah, my future self, if I had the money, I would invest, of course. I would have, let me go ahead, till this day, right? That Bali girl who I told you about, if I had the additional extra money in cash, I would have invested in her mastermind program because she was so compelling. She was a con artist, right? If I had the extra money. Because I still picked up things along the way. You're always going to learn from your failures, right? But do you really want to be scammed thousands of dollars? Because the emotional damage that I endured just for $500 was troublesome, right? Because I felt like she made me feel like I was the one who was doing everything wrong, if that makes sense. And you don't want a coach like that. You want a teacher. That's why I say don't invest in coaches, invest in teachers. Because once a coach, you hire a coach, a lot of times they think that it's this Jesus platform, right? And you don't want a Jesus platform. You want a teaching platform. Okay, I'm teaching you how to build your community. I'm teaching you how to public speak. I'm teaching you how to have this platform. And this is the same with pageantry, right? You know, I'll just like take a side note for pageants. A lot of the times you can do your own stuff. You can dye your box hair if that's what you want to do. You can learn how to style your hair. You can learn how to do your own makeup. You can do your own nails at the house, right? For speaking, like that's time put in and work put in with your education through university, through actually real world events. And if you don't have that, no coach is going to be able to help you. But the fact is that unfortunately, a lot of these coaches don't tell you that, right? So you need to really invest your time where it's going to matter. So how do you do your due diligence on these coaches, right? Let's go back to the Bali girl. The Bali girl, she always said, "Oh, I made $500,000 in one weekend." I was like, okay. Remember when I told you I would have invested the X amount of dollars? Okay, let's start there. If I invested that X amount of dollars, right? If I was 10 times more secure, like the secure woman who I am now, I would have asked to see her finances and her bank statement. Like, can you open up your bank statements? I want to see them. And this is the best part of life. Now you can actually, like, say if a guy comes up to you, yeah, I'm a multimillionaire. Well, let me see it. Actually, fun fact, that happened to me when I was at a film festival. He's like, yeah, I'm a producer out in LA. I'm producing with X artists. I was like, really? Pull it up. Let me see. Like, I always sit here and say in pageants, because, you know, it's a very, like, Miss Universe is a grown woman pageant, and you see grown men there trying to get a shot. You know, I always say, gentlemen, I don't mind you looking, because I'm going to ask you to look at your finances. I'm going to look through your phones. I'm going to look through your house. You're right. I'm going to look through your car. Look through your belongings, right? Because, you know, yeah. So, duh. Why? Because you don't want to get scammed of your time. You want to make sure this is the right investment of your time, right? Trust is earned. So, keep that in mind, right? If you're investing in a coach and they're sitting here and telling you, hey, I made $1 million in one hour, well, let me see your finances. Like, the only one who I know can do that is Tony Robbins and Ed Milet. And I think Grant Cardone. Those are like the three on top of my mind. Like Amy Porterfield, that was the email girl. She can probably pull like a 6 figures, but not $1 million. She doesn't have the bandwidth. A lot of people don't care for email marketing. So when people sit here and tell you, "Oh, I want," and what was the other girl? I don't know the other girls, but like, I think it was Vanessa Lau. She used to be a coach, but before she closed up her programs, she pulled in $1 million and she showed everybody. But the fact is, she was a coach telling people how to be coaches, and that was the same issue with me. That's another thing. You don't want a coach who's going to teach you how to be a coach. And that's the next thing. In order to prevent yourself to be scammed, you want someone who has opened up multiple other business ventures. Like, I have a lot of business ventures. Like, I even sold Herbalife, okay? I even sold Body by Vi, right? Even the Body by V guy still wants me to this day to work for his company. I'm like, no, I'm doing this, sorry. And like, I know what will sell and what not sell. So when you are looking for someone to hire, and it's a business coach, and it has your business, your finances, and I'm not even playing around when I sit here and say this. I saw like a mother and a daughter invest in this lady, and I hope it went well for them. I really do. I hope they got the good. I hope they were not scammed. I really hope it went well. You need to invest in someone who knows his business. You need to invest in someone who has opened up other business ventures, preferably. But for me, say if I open a hair extension company, I already know who I'm going to hire. She has an extension company. She's already marketed it. She sold it. She closed it. Does this make sense to you? I'm not going to sit here and hire someone who is a coach, who teaches other people to coach. Like, coach in, like, athletes, to coach, like, herbalists. Like, the coaching industry is not regulated. So if you're trying to be a coach, it's not regulated. But the taxes are heavily regulated at times, depending on where you live. But if it's a product-based business, and if it's like a business that you're putting a lot of money into, like, you want a coach that knows, a mentor, right? Same if you are in media and press. Like, if you are on TV and television, you want someone who's been there. Like, for example, for me, I want to work with Zendaya. I've always been very vocal. I would want Zendaya to coach me, and La Roche, because I'm gonna keep it real with you. Even as a Latina raised in the US, I still feel like an outlier. Like, I'm like, oh, like I would not know how to deal with the American crowd, like the American business. Probably yes or no, but you know, how to handle X, Y, and Z. There's little things, little nuances in order to run an effective brand and business that you have to know about. And when you are trying to find a coach and you're hiring someone to be like, it's like, say if I'm a coach for coaches and all I've done is been a coach for coaches. How do you know that my business is viable when I haven't opened any other business? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Because, like, do you understand? Okay. So, yeah. I know it's tough love, but I wish someone gave that advice for me. Like, look for people who have done the same thing that you have done, like grown a YouTube channel, and it's in your field. Grew a health and beauty company. And just look at what they did, right? Some people will not want to coach you. That's fine. And you don't, and I would sit here and say, like, don't get coached until you have reached at least $150,000 in sales. I think that's like fair. Because you are asking for someone's time, and coaches do get expensive. But when you are preventing yourself from being scammed, you need to have a contract. One thing I did not have with this lady from the Bali Girl, she was always talking about contracts, and looking back, I was like, well, you didn't have a contract with me, and you didn't have a contract with the whole group. There was no contract. Like, so when she didn't show up to do her work, I was like, wait, where do we go? You know, it was just like we paid her the $450 twice, and there was nowhere to go. When we paid for the project, like this event, and we get like buy one get one free or whatever, like it was like she never showed up for the next one. So it was very interesting because there was no one that we could talk to. Like, you can report it to like the Better Business Bureau, but what does the Better Business Bureau really do, right? So you have to be very mindful, and attorneys are expensive. Like, an attorney is like $500 an hour. Like, I have better things to do with $500. So it's called Sephora, Ulta, Dior, Shin. I'm just joking. ASOS. So be very mindful on who you're hiring, because one thing I'm gonna sit here and say, closing up, is that when I purchased her course, it was like Build a Better Business or something like that. And I'm very grateful. I'm actually really grateful that I invested time into learning. I was like, oh wait, I already knew all this stuff. I'm already doing all this stuff, because what did these coaches do? They play on self-doubt. And what the thing that I'm going to say or tell you is that you need to work on your self-confidence, your self-esteem, being okay to talk and to speak up about these things. And I think what this coach that I'm telling you about is that she gaslighted me to make me feel like I was in the wrong. I was like, wait, you're not fulfilling your order, right? You're not fulfilling your terms of service. And like, oh, you're intimidating me. You're using your money, your clout, like your power, your prestige, your affluence to intimidate me. And you have to be very, very careful of working with people like that. If they use power, clout, money, and they show that off on social media, stay away from those type of people. You will be scammed, and you will have no life to give to that argument to defend yourself, right? And I think that's something that, like, we all, as a collective, whoever supported that young woman, learned, right? Because we don't hear from her. So yeah, so it was a very learn from me. You already have everything that you need. You don't need an online course, right? Unless, like, if you do need an online course, you can invest in mine. Like, it teaches you everything that you need to know about every single online business platform. Every single one. The basics too. But they're always going to change. Every single online platform is going to change. But you need to know how to build a brand. So I really hope that this helps you prevent from getting scammed. If they sit here and say, I made $500,000 in X amount of time, you better ask. Let me see your bank statements, please. Open up your bank account right in front of me, because anyone can like create the little fake bank thing and use this as practice for gaining a better husband or a better wife. Okay. I really hope this helps you, because this will also help you in dating. I 100% want to let you know this, because let me give you a little fun fact. There was this one guy that was kind of like, there was something like, I guess, intriguing. He was auditioning, and well, I was telling my aunt about him, and I was like, oh yeah, he has 2 cars, and he lives at home, like in PR, it's like the houses are on top of each other, and he lives upstairs in the duplex, right? And she goes, and the mom is downstairs, and she was like, oh, he has an office, okay, cool. No benefits, no military, nothing. So like already, like, you have no security. It's just you're a lawyer. Like, that's nothing special. You know, you're working an hourly wage. Like, that's nothing really special. Especially considering debt ratio. And you're always an employee. You're always working around the clock. Sorry to the legal lawyers out there. And then I told my aunt, one thing that he said. He goes, yeah, I don't have to really work a lot here. And the way she looked at me was like, fun. He's trying to pull a facade. And a lot of times, these coaches will pull the facade of putting a lot of things on credit cards, right? And saying like a Chanel bag. Swipe. Oh, I went through a divorce, and that's like, pity me. Like, swipe and promote it on social media to gain you to like, and then they'll say, oh, I made this. Like, one sales tactic the Bali lady taught us was like, just start saying how much you made in sales this weekend so you can generate those sales. That's lying. So she was like, Natasha, just pretend that you said, tell everyone that you made $20,000 in sales this weekend. I was like, I can't say that. It's lying. I'm like, that doesn't sit right with me. Do you understand? I hope you understand. The facade fades over time. Be very careful. Let this thing slide and write out. Research people. You don't have to make a decision. There's no rush, right? This isn't a Black Friday sale. This is a business. Businesses are not built overnight, right? Just take your time. I hope this business tips kind of help you. And one more advice, life tip, because I have so many. I used to compare myself so much to Vanessa Lau. So much to Vanessa Lau. And her beautiful videos, like all these like little content, like I need to be just like her. But the fact is, I'm not like her. Like, I am more heart to heart. I already know who I can see people. Like, I can see my class with their notebooks writing exactly what they need to remember and learning. And I would really compare and say, oh my God, my videos need to be just like Vanessa Lau. No, and then I saw someone like Sharia7, and her videos were just everywhere. And then I would see other people's videos just like this, and they're popping off. I was like, that is exactly who I am. So I decided to be me. And remember when I told you that she made $1 million in 10 days? I remember that day I started crying. I was like, I felt like a failure. I was like, I feel like a failure. I just want this $1 million to help with my family, help me out, get out of debt, blah, blah, blah. And I cried so hard. I have a picture of it. I'm gonna put a video of it one day. And then a couple, like a year, 2 years later, she shuts down her business. I will say a year later. She shuts down her coaching program. She shuts down her online business school. She shuts down her YouTube channel, everything. And it's like, wow, like I just saw you buy a Porsche. I just saw you move into this multi-million-dollar house. And you created the same job, like a 9 to 5 for yourself. And then hearing her say that as well, and hearing her say that she was completely miserable, and that's why she closed her business down. I was like, wow, there was no reason for me to compare. And I was so close to investing in that course. Because why? The fear of missing out. But you are not missing out on anything when you are in your own lane, right? And I'm not sitting here saying Vanessa Lau is a scam artist. No. To me, I think she was probably like the best teacher that the online space probably had in the past years. I haven't seen her content to say that she is now. But I will sit here and say that you do not need to compare. If you are comparing yourself and saying, I want this, right? It's going to lead you to being scammed. It's going to lead you to being hurt. It's going to lead you to make superficial decisions that are not going to put you in the right teacher's hands. You don't want a coach, you want a teacher. There's a fine line. There's a fine distinction. I hope this video helps you and inspires you to make right decisions in your online business. If you want to work with me, you guys can send me a DM on Instagram. Again, my name is Natasha Estella, and I help you to build a profitable, sustainable, and actionable online business using the Confidently Wealthy systems. I'll see you guys in the next one.